Let's look at some questions related to deductive reasoning. Once again, we will use the same principles of syllogisms, premises, and conclusions that we saw earlier to tackle these kind of problems. In these questions, each of these statements carry two premises and a third statement, which is a conclusion. What you're being asked to draw is that sentence where the third statement seems to be a logical conclusion of the first two, which means you have to choose that sentence which is a valid syllogism with two premises and a third sentence which is a logical conclusion of these premises. Let's look at the options. Option A says some x's are p's, some p's are y's, therefore is it valid to conclude that some x's are y's? Let's try to draw our Venn diagrams to tackle this. Let's take this as a set constituting x. I'm told some x's are p's, which means I can draw another set called p with some of those members common, right? Next I'm told some p's are y's. If I were to draw a set like this, y, where some of its members intersect with some of the members of p, then some x's are p would be valid and some p's are y's would also be valid. But whether x's and y's have any members in common is not something that I can conclude definitely from this. Therefore, A is not a valid syllogism out here. Let's look at B. Once again, we'll use the tool of Venn diagrams out here. All sonars are bright, which means if I were to have a set called sonars, then this set can be considered to be completely within another set called bright. Okay? So, if I am a sonar, then I'm definitely part of the set of bright. So, all sonars are bright can be represented this way. Then, the next sentence says some bright are crazy, which means there is another set called crazy which overlaps or intersects with the set of bright people. What if I were to draw it this way? Some bright are crazy would be valid. But then some sonars are crazy need not necessarily be true. There may actually not be any intersection between C and S. So once again, B is not a valid syllogism to draw. Let's look at option C. No faith is strong. Only strong have biceps. No faith has biceps. No faith is strong means can be visualized this way. Let me have a set represented by F called faith. Let me have another set represented by S called strong. No faith is strong means there is no overlap at all between set F and set S. No members are common. And I'm told that only members of the set S have biceps. Therefore, can I conclude that no faith has biceps? Yes, I can, because if there is no overlap between F and S and B is a quality only possessed by S, then this is a valid conclusion to draw. So C is to be considered. A and B are already out. Looking at option D, it says all men are weak, some weak are strong, some strong are weak. Okay, if I were to look at a set called weak, I'm told that some of them also belong to a set called strong. Then the second two statements are fine. Some weak are strong and therefore some strong are weak. But what contribution does the first statement, all men are weak, make to this? It is not a relevant part of the syllogism. And if you remember, we are being told to choose a statement where the third statement is a logical conclusion of both the first two statements. So D is also not correct, which means I'm only left with this as a right option, that only C is a valid conclusion to be valid syllogism out here.